Let's face it, Phil Barry's one of those guys who's just got it all. An outstanding surgeon, a tenured professor, director of the SICU. Why, rumors even have it that Phil once out-farted Michael Moore in a proper fart-off.
Hi there. How you doing?
But behind those farts, there's a seldom told story known by very few. Things were different for residents back then. Going number 2 wasn't a right, but a privilege, and Phil knew that. Phil went for weeks without going number 2, and inside of him something very, very special was growing bigger. Until one fateful night, Phil felt an urge that he couldn't resist. And he strained, and he pushed, and he pushed, until a young baby was born.
Phil loved Fred dearly, but he knew he didn't have time to raise young Fred properly. Instead, Phil found a local Italian family to give Fred a home. What he didn't know was that Fred aspired to a career in surgery, and as chance would have it, he ended up doing his residency at Cornell.
Gee willikers, Dr. Barry, what an amazing rounds! You really gave it to that intern. My name's Fred Piriacci. I'm one of your new residents, and I can't wait to work with you, Dr. Barry.
Well, hello, Fred. It's a pleasure to have you on board here.
You know, Dr. Barry, I really want to do what you want to do. One day, I'm going to be the director of a SICU, and I'm going to operate on critical care patients and trauma patients. I hope one day I'll have great stories like you.
Yes, Fred, I did catch wind of you. Coming here to Cornell, I think we'll have a great time together training.
And so it was. Their reunion was everything Barry had dreamed of. Dr. Barry really enjoyed having the fruit of his rectum return to his life. But what he didn't count on was that Fred's admiration had become somewhat of an obsession, and Fred would do anything for Dr. Barry.
Strong work last night, Fred, on that appy we did. You know, we should probably try and write that up. How many times do we perforated appendicitis and bisexual amputees here at New York Hospital?
Did some say bisexual amputees?
Oh, I'm way ahead of you, Dr. Barry. Here it is, Dr. Barry. I wrote the paper, I drew up the images, I proved that this population of bisexual amputees is inappropriately funded by Medicaid, and it's accepted for next year's SAGES.
Strong work, Dr. Piriacci. I'm proud of you.
Oh, shucks, Dr. Barry. I'd do anything for you.
Now Fred's obsession was unrelenting. Every day he grew closer and closer to the chasm from which he emerged, namely Dr. Barry's ass. Barry knew this obsession was unhealthy and thought some time apart would help.
Well, Fred, I think it'd be in your best interest if you got your master's in public health at this point. I think you have so much drive and so much potential to excel that it'd just be a shame if you didn't.
You want me to leave, Dr. Barry?
No, Fred, it's not that I want you to leave, son. It's that I just think you have so much more potential if you just got your MPH and you can do so much more with it.
Well, where can I get my MPH? Let me look here on the computer. Oh, Dr. Barry, gee willikers, it looks like there's a program right up there at Columbia. I can get my MPH and not ever have to leave your side. You and I can keep on doing cases together and have tons of fun. Gee willikers, you know, we'll be able to get any med student, college student, heck, even a kindergarten to do these stupid ICU studies. It's going to be the best.
Unfortunately, Fred's MPH only heightened his obsession with Barry's ass, and it all culminated in the OR one day.
Gosh, Dr. Barry, you've been such a great role model throughout all these years with your knowledge, your skill set, and your debonair looks. I could never thank you enough.
Fred, suck here.
Okay, I'll suck there.
Now I want you to suck here.
All right, I'm sucking.
Fred, don't stop sucking till I tell you to stop sucking.
I won't stop sucking.
What the hell are you doing?
Dr. Barry, I can't take it anymore. I can't help myself. You know we're made for one another. Everything about us, we have the same loves in life, and for the life of me, I can't remember a time when I wasn't attracted to your ass.
Fred, I have something important to tell you, and I don't know how you're going to take this. I am your father.
What? No, Dr. Barry, that can't be.
That's right, Fred. I am your father. You are the product of my toils in surgery, a culmination of all that is good in this field. You gravitate towards my ass because that is your home. That is where you came from.
I don't believe you, Dr. Barry. You're making up this cockamamie story because you don't want to tell me how you feel. If you don't feel the same way, I just need to hear that from you, not this cockamamie story. And you know what? I can stick my nose up anybody else's ass now. I don't need your ass. My nose can go up anyone else's ass. And I don't need you to succeed in surgery. I'm going to do it without you, Dr. Barry.
Fred, come back here. I need someone to finish sucking.
There was a void in Fred's life. He wandered the halls of the hospital looking for fulfillment, but no one could replace that warm, moist feeling of Phil's ass on his nose. Until finally, Fred found a suitable replacement, Dr. Michelozzi.
Fred, I have reviewed your very cogent application for being my #1 ass kisser, and I must say you have quite an impressive record here. Many publications on ass kissing, brown nosing. Oh, even here you actually physically fit your nose inside of a rectum. Wow. Very impressive stuff, Fred. Very impressive.
Well, Dr. Michelozzi, I think I can do good by your ass. I'll treat it right, I'll polish it twice a day with my nose, and I'll do everything right for your ass.
Please, Fred, call me Dr. Fabrizio Michelozzi.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Dr. Fabrizio Michelozzi. Okay, Dr. Fabrizio Michelozzi, like I was saying...
Fred, this stops now. Step away from the Italian's ass.
Dr. Barry, I don't need you anymore. I've got his ass to stick my nose up now.
The madness has to end right here and right now. There's nothing up there but empty hopes and dreams and maybe a slice of pizza or two. You need to come back home. You need to come back to my ass.
You really mean it, Dr. Barry?
Fred, it's time. Get in.